What I'm trying to do here is try to help the people out there that need a little bit of help. I'm not trying to teach the good groomers out there. I'm trying to teach the ones that are trying to become good groomers. I'm going to gently walk you through the different stages of grooming a dog. We're going to start with the very basics, like what tools to use, what products to use, trimming around the feet, trimming the face ahead of time to let that start growing back, how to groom or how to strip a staged coat, what timing frame to use. Different dogs are a little bit different. I'm not trying to tell you that everyone is just as I'm saying, but it's just a general how-to kind of thing. I will walk you through trimming legs, front and rear, what stages to do first, how many days to leave in between, and as many little details as I can think of. If you see something that I'm doing that skips something that you'd like to know about, please feel free to respond to me and ask me any question that you'd like to ask me. There's nothing about grooming that should be a secret. The overwhelming important thing is to just work really, really hard at what you're doing. Don't take shortcuts. If you take shortcuts, somebody else won't, and their dog will look better. It doesn't take that much to spend the 15 or 20 extra minutes that it takes to make the difference. So I will teach you step by step the differences and how to do them to the best of my ability, and so that hopefully you can do them to the best of your ability. So let's take a look and see what is up next on the agenda here. Okay, and on his legs. How to properly use a palm pad. And the way we do that is you take it, put your finger in the middle here, push in so you create a little rounded brush here. Take it and just work it into the hair and pull it straight out. You're not combing this way or that way. You're just pushing it in and pulling it out. And then we're going to use a comb. You're going to use the wide end of the comb again so that you don't pull hair. And if you'll look, I'm putting this in and pulling it this way. That is to avoid combing straight through, hitting a snag, and end up pulling hair out. You don't want to pull any more hair than you have to. The first thing we're going to work on is a little bit on his face. It's not something you would do all the time, but I want to grow new eyebrows on him. So I'm going to take these eyebrows and just pull them off. I'm taking this and just with my fingers pulling his eyebrow back. And I'm going to do this one. The next thing I'm going to do is work down the hair that's on the bridge of his nose, because it's too long. And if I don't do it now, I won't have time to grow it back long enough when I'm growing his coat. Now, when you're doing it, you want to be able to look straight down his face and into his eyes. So anything that's in the way, you want to remove. And then you want to start working in the fill area under the eye. You don't want to dish it out, but you also can't leave it grow just as long as it will grow. So you start working that. You work from the corner of his eye straight out. So all you have to do is pick it up with your fingers and just pull off the long stuff. Now, this should be from the corner of his eye out, like a big long brick on end, basically. On an Irish Terrier, you want a wedge, so you're going to narrow it down a little bit toward the front. But that's not the overwhelming important part of this. The overwhelming important part of this is to make sure you don't dish him out in here. Okay. All right. If you can really see this very well. Or not. But at this point, I have trimmed his face. If you take that and look at that, look at him here, and he's very slightly narrowing toward the front, and plenty of fill in here yet. Another place people go wrong is you absolutely want to show the nose, so you shorten this at an angle down to here. And you definitely want to still pull this hair. You want to pull this hair because you want it nice and crisp, and you want it to be able to come straight out. If you don't work that, it's going to end up falling down on you. So you can see that I've taken his eyebrows off, and I've taken him down in here to where it comes at an angle straight down. So that's all I'm going to do to the head as we speak, right? So many people do the legs incorrectly. The most important part of doing a leg is just plain hard work. If you have multiple layers of hair in his leg, you'll end up with the nicest looking legs you can imagine. But you have to start with making the foot, and then you go to here and you can create a line from the edge of the foot to here. However, because we're starting this to get him in shape over a period of time, we're going to pull this back a little more harshly than we normally would. Now, you never cut hair at any point around this foot. You can cut hair between the pads. You may not cut hair around the foot. It shows. And if you're out there trying to beat your local handler, many of them, this is one of the places they cheat. And by cheating, they save themselves time because they have a lot of dogs to take care of. But you can beat them here. This is one place that you can beat them. And a place that people often forget is back here behind the pad. That has to be pulled off. Okay. Put your hands on your toes. Such a good dog. Yes, you are. This is an area on the dog where this little diamond stone comes in really, really well. It grabs the hair very well. And by pulling the foot down tight, you're going to get rid of that big old foot that sticks out. You're going to chop it in half. So you can make your dog look like he has really good feet. Okay, you can start to see how much smaller foot we have here than there. So all this leg hair is going to get groomed according to that foot. There's quite a bit of difference between those 2 feet.